Super quick PSA before we get into the spawns. I don't claim that this is all the document spawns on labs. I don't think all of them have been discovered yet. However, this has got to be the vast majority of it, given there's probably 35 spawns that's going to be covered in this video. Even the official wiki doesn't have all of the spawns. I think last I checked this morning, the wiki's got 24 of at least the 35 that I've discovered, and I have scraped Discord, Steam forums, official forums, screenshots, friends, and the official wiki. And if I could, but I swear that nobody has made a video on this yet, I would be stealing it from other creators because fuck you, I want my documents too. But it doesn't seem like anybody's made a dedicated video for all of the lab's document spawns. So I guess I'll be the first. Second thing, at the end of this video, I'm going to go into the transit bug a little bit more. I'm going to tell you what I know about it, sort of what I think's happening on the back end, how to do it a bit more consistently, specifically when you're transiting to a map like Streets that doesn't have an offline mode, and some things that you can do in your game settings to be able to have a little bit more luck with it so you don't get dragged into the next raid. And if you don't know what it is, stick around to the end of the video. It's going to help you out in your grind a little bit, and it can definitely expedite the process that it is grinding out this battle pass if you're a completionist whore like I am and you want to get everything done. Straight into it, we're going to start on the northern part of labs. This is technically the main entrance of labs here. We've got violet keycard, red keycard, and cat right behind me for your bearing. The first spawn is going to be on the reception desk, just in front to the right of this printer. Back up the stairs into cat. There'll be a spawn to the right of this laptop. And we're going to run out towards red, but we're not going to go in there quite yet. There's two spawns in the cafeteria. The first one is going to be on the first high top table when you come in on your right. It'll be on the leftmost side. And then there will be another one back here on this chair. We're going to run into red violet. There's one spawn back here. It's not actually in either of the locked rooms. It's in this open office area on the desk right there. We're going to run out towards black, or new black. And then there's two spawns in new black. The first one is going to be in this conference room back here, right in front of this chair, and it's spawned for us. The second one is going to be on this bookshelf, just leaning up right there. Beautiful. We're going to go into the garage extract activation room. And it'll be just to the right of the control panel there on the desk. We're going to run over to yellow. I'm intentionally not going to cut up this video or fast forward or anything like that. Just because I feel for the new guy that might not have all the map knowledge like the rest of us. And trying to piece together screenshots on the wiki, figuring shit out of like, oh, where the fuck is this? It can be a bit frustrating sometimes when you're learning the game. Right here in yellow on top of this cardboard box. So for the benefit of the Timmy, we'll do it in one take. I'm not going to cut anything up. I don't want to disorient any new players. So now we've entered the southern part of the map here. This is manager's office. There's two spawns within manager's office. And this is going to be the sketchiest part of the raid. There's not a lot of cover in here, and it's an absolute nightmare if you get pinned down by raiders. In this conference room, the very first chair when you walk in, it'll be right there on the desk. And then this is a locked door. You're going to need the manager's office key to get in. And then all the way to the back manager's office. On this backmost desk, it'll be on the corner of the desk, just above the safe, right there. Running out of manager's office, we're going to go downstairs and check two spawns. So just straight down the stairs here, below manager's office, there'll be a coffee machine. Just to the right of the coffee machine on the shelf. Running back towards Dome, this table here, there's another spawn right here. Run back up the stairs towards dark offices. There is two spawns in each office, both north and south. So soon as you come into dark, right here. On this table just to the right of the mug. And then there is one more spawn in this sort of rec room or whatever you want to call it. About right here. On these little storage dividers or whatever you want to call them. And then those are the two in dark north, and then there's two more in dark south. So coming into dark south. Right here. And then in the very back corner, there is this coffee table, and it spawns on the coffee table. I believe about right there. All right, leaving dark, we're going to enter medical wing. We're going to take a left. We're going to go all the way down. We're going to open green. We're going to check the two spawns in green. This is green, but just for your bearing. Might as well walk out here. That's manager's office. You can take that staircase straight across if you want to skip the dark office spawns. Come in here and open green. As soon as we enter green, right back here, it'll spawn on the corner of this desk or cabinet. Then there's another spawn just to the right of this monitor in front of this chair, and it spawned for us. Beautiful. And then those are the two spawns in green. And coming out of green, going down the medical wing hallways. Before we enter this tent, there'll be another spawn on this hospital bed. And then taking a right here, there's two spawns back here. Right here on this podium. And then along this back wall on the floor, just off the corner of this binder, it'll spawn on the ground. And back out into the hallway and then take our first immediate right. There's another spawn in here. And it'll be this first room on the right in the back corner. It spawns on this medical equipment right on top. Then we're going to go downstairs. This is residential. In residential, we have 3 spawns. This one's super obvious. You can't miss it because if you come into residential, you're going to be sniffing everywhere for a white dot no matter what. And if it does spawn, it'll be on the table on top of this like profile paperwork right here. Put the power on. And then in res, where one of the residential unit keycards spawns, which it spawns in that mug right there, there is another medical spawn right there. At least I believe it's medical. But it'll be hanging halfway off the desk, right on the left side. And if we run all the way to the back, come in this door, first table on your right, and it'll be right there. And those are the 3 spawns in residential. Coming out to residential, we're back at the main medical wing hallway. Our first door on the left is going to be blue keycard. This is the door for blue keycard. There's one spawn outside of blue. Right here in the corner. It's a bit dark there. And then there's a spawn inside of blue. And you can see it from the outside. So if you can't be fucked to swipe your card, you can just check the spawn. And if it's not there, you can move on. But I will show you exactly where it is if you do end up opening the door. It'll be just on the ground here. And again, it is super obvious if you're looking through that window. You can kind of just run by, check that spawn there, check the spawn through the glass, and if it's not there, just keep moving. Not a huge reason to loot blue. And then coming in here, again, first left. There's a desk with this lamp, and it just spawns right underneath it. And there's another spawn here. Again, they're sort of hanging off the side of the desk like a lot of the spawns are, just in front of the chair. Coming out. Picking a left. Gonna check black. And the one spawn that is in black is just like blue. You can see if it's spawned through the glass, and if it's not there, you can save your keycard use. But if it does spawn, it'll be between this like camera tripod and this chair, just on the floor right there, and it will be super obvious. But if you come in, it'll just be right here on the ground. We're going to go up through server room. We're going to run all the way back into this sort of break room area. And then right here on the left-hand side of this sort of bar ledge, nestled into this binder, will be another spawn. We're going to run out, and then there's one last spawn that's going to be in the Overseer's office above hangar. And this one's a bit cheeky. It spawns in between these two books here. So kind of get in there and sniff for that white dot. Okay, so the transit bug. In a nutshell, it's a way that you can bypass the daily limit of how many documents you can take out of raid. To actually perform the transit bug, it's incredibly simple. Go to the map that you want to find your documents on. Make sure you're in an offline raid. It'll say local on the bottom left of your screen. If you see a lobby code, you are not in a local raid and this will not work. You cannot play on a BSG server and it has to be self-hosted by the end user, which is you. This unfortunately means this only works for PvE. If you're on PvP, bad news for you. To ensure that you will load into a local play raid and not a BSG server, on the map selection screen, make sure that this box is unchecked. However, not all maps are created equally. Some maps like Streets do not allow for local play. It is a BSG server only map. This is because BSG has not found a reliable way yet for the end user to host it themselves because it's such a graphically demanding map. It's a big fucking map. It's pretty hard to run. Once you're in raid, grab your loot, grab your documents, and then take a transit off of the map. Do not go to an extraction. It's called transit bug because it only works with a transit. Every map has a transit. I'm sure that you can find one. Let the transit complete. Your screen will turn black, and then shortly afterwards, you will see your cursor appear on your screen. As soon as you see your cursor, hit that Alt F4 button. It's not incredibly time sensitive. You can go as far as halfway through the loading screen to the next map and still find some success with it. But for me, as soon as I see that cursor, I smash that Alt F4 button and then force the game to crash. Once the game crashes and you reload the game back up, you should have all the items on your character, including your core breach documents, and it should not count towards your daily limit. Okay, so then how does this work with a map like Streets that doesn't support local play? So whether you're starting on Streets or you're on a map like Labs or Ground Zero where the only transit is to go to Streets, this can still be done, albeit not so consistently. So what will often happen when you take the Streets of Tarkov transition off of Labs or Ground Zero, you will crash your game. After you see your cursor, you'll load your game back up, only to find out that you're stuck in a Streets of Tarkov raid. And your only options are reconnect or ditch your gear. What I think what's happening here is as soon as your raid ends, BSG is already trying to find you a server to play on. When you go through the loading screen and it says find a match or whatnot, it's gaslighting you. It's not real. I think from the changes that BSG made a couple of months ago, where they were trying to lower match times and loading in times, this is one of the things that they did. From the moment you hit that go button, BSG is already trying to assign your player ID to a reservation on their servers. So how do we stop this from happening? Well, the thought behind it is, if you're playing on off hours or during the week where the servers are less congested, queue times are mere seconds, so you're finding a raid almost instantly. But lucky for us, we can pick the servers that we play on. So if you're in the States and it's 2 a.m., not a lot of people are on, pick a server in Europe that has a high match time that's below 200 ping, and you'll buy yourself just an extra few seconds at that black screen with the cursor to be able to successfully crash your game without BSG finding you a raid. Now, this isn't a guarantee. Even if you select a busy server, you can still get thrown into a Streets raid. And if this happens to you, it's not the end of the world. Play out the raid and then take the transition out of Streets to Ground Zero or Interchange and Alt F4 on the cursor screen. All should be well. It works fine. This is because it doesn't matter what map you're on in the moment, whether it's a BSG server or a local raid, it matters which map you're transitioning to. Because if you can crash the game during the transition to a map that's local play only, it will terminate the run and you will retain your items when you load the game back up. And yes, this does mean you can go to streets as your primary map and then take the extract to ground zero or interchange and do the transit bug as per usual. Thoughts on if I think BSG will patch this? I think it's fairly unlikely given this bug has existed in the game for a long time, and I don't think BSG actually has a good answer to it, and I think they've sort of accepted it as a necessary evil of it being a consequence of giving players the ability to host their own raids. However, that said, if they do find a good answer to it and they do end up patching it, I'll be sure to update it in the comments or the description and let you boys know it's cooked. Show's over. Back it up. All right, well, there's the run, the lab spawns, and a quick little guide on how to do the transit bug. If I missed any, which I'm sure more will be discovered after this video, let me know. I want to know where these fucking things are just as much as you guys do. So leave a comment. Let me know if I missed any. Be descriptive. Don't be vague as shit. Be like, oh, it's fucking on this table. Like, come on, help me out here. And if you guys want to see Shoreline, Woods, Factory, Customs, or any of the other maps, let me know. I've got them all documented. Other than that, I hope this helped at least a few of you guys out. I don't really do this type of thing. I'm just kind of giving a crack at it for fun. So, yeah, I mean, let me know if it helped.